I don't know. I think I told this story before, but when I want to say 17, I was at the Olympic training.
I don't know whether I've told this story before, but when I was, I think, 17 years old, I was at the Olympic Training Center. I had just finished training when, well, Julie, I mean everyone knows Julie, came into my life. Julie approaches me and says she's got Bud Crawford on the phone. But the last time I saw him, I was talking garbage to him like I was insane, telling him I wanted to spar him so I could beat him up. Shakur Stevenson, who engaged Terence Crawford in a vicious sparring match, has revealed his initial thoughts and remarks. The sparring match between Stevenson and Crawford was more than just a regular training session. It was a professional fight between two elite fighters that many would pay to watch. The match took place in a private gym away from prying eyes, but details and reactions have surfaced quickly, painting a vivid picture of the high-level exchange. So he calls, noting that he just finished training sparring, but that he feels crazy and has a problem. I'm thinking, where are you? I know he's in Colorado, so I'm at the gym right now. He starts talking crazy to me, and we start chatting back and forth. This is how Bud and I actually got together, even with just hanging out. Oscar de la Hoya, the promoter, unveiled his clapback Thursdays lately and declared categorically that he has no plans to recruit free agent Shakur Stevenson to Golden Boy Promotions. WBC lightweight champion Shakur's recent remarks about fighting only for himself and not for the public drew criticism from De La Hoya. Oscar took this remark to suggest that Shakur doesn't care to amuse fans, which makes him a boxer De La Hoya doesn't want on his roster. In response to De La Hoya's clapback, Stevenson said, "I'm not signing with him because I'm mad." Oscar De La Hoya, "Don't worry, you'll move past it." Although Stevenson hasn't disclosed his new signing yet, he showed appreciation for his previous promoter, Bob Arum, on Thursday. This caused some fans to surmise that Stevenson might have found it difficult to sign a contract with a new promoter as a free agent as opposed to signing with Matchroom PBC or Mayweather Promotions. It's feasible that Shakur will eventually regain the top spot. De La Hoya voiced his displeasure with the World Boxing Council's decision to require his fighters, Stevenson and William Zepeda, to negotiate. De La Hoya disagrees with the WBC's order for ZPA to participate in this fight. Oscar says he's thinking about 3 different opponents for Zepeda's next fight, but he hasn't revealed who they are. Denise Vinnick, the WBO lightweight champion, is most likely a strong contender. Oscar de la Hoya stated that the WBC should order Shakur Stevenson versus William Zepeda. That implies that they should have ordered Canelo versus Benades 3 years ago, but that hasn't happened. William will decide quickly, and he has 3 other possibilities. Shakur Stevenson will defend his lightweight world title against William Z, as required by the World Boxing Council. Both boxers are extremely talented and will put on an exciting match that fans will be excited to watch. Stevenson has a perfect professional record of 22 wins, while William Z has a record of 310. Oscar de la Hoya stated that Zepeda has the authority to select his next opponent because he is the required challenger for all major world belts. De La Hoya stated that Stevenson, "Shakur, you're a talented fighter, but not for me. I don't think I can promote someone if they say they're not fighting for the public." Stevenson also said that if the next fight didn't take place, ZPA would dodge him. The WBC has now officially ordered Shakur Stevenson to defend his WBC lightweight world title against William Zava. In another post, Michael Benson, the boxing editor for TalkSport, stated that Shakur Stevenson versus William Zava will go to purse bids on ALG 20th with a 70-30 split in Shakur's favor if no deal is agreed upon, and neither fighter pulls out of the ordered fight. The WBC lightweight champion wrote the following in response to De La Hoya's criticism of Zava. Nobody wants to discuss how these guys are dodging in the open. Although Shakur Stevenson is currently one of the boxing world's most sought-after free agents, a new contract will eventually be secured for him due to his well-acknowledged talent. The WBC lightweight title has reportedly attracted the interest of promoters such as Oscar de la Hoya and Eddie Hearn. The undefeated world champion has not yet revealed his new promoter, but he has announced that he will not be joining De La Hoya's Golden Boy promotion or leaving Top Rank. De La Hoya recently said that he cannot promote Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson recently praised his former promoter, Bob Arum, on social media, which has some people thinking he might be returning to Top Rank following a brief period as a free agent. Following Stevenson's victory over Artem Haratunin on July 6, Matchroom promoter Eddie Hearn expressed interest in signing the undefeated WBC lightweight champion. If Shakur wants to pledge his future, you make a significant investment. If it's a 2 or 3 fight deal, he's going to be getting a lot of money and he's got to work for you as well. I think Shakur is one of the best fighters in the world, pound for pound, and though he may be unbeatable, I believe he's been promoted. Since Oscar de la Hoya of Golden Boy took to social media to declare that his fighter William Zepeda will not be dictated to about his opponents, Hearn has not said anything about Shakur. This happened when the WBC declared that talks between Zepeda and Stevenson for a possible fight should begin. If the deal went through without him, Zepeda was Hearn's top pick to fight Stevenson. With only lightweight Andy Crawford and a few other light welterweights like Liam Perro, Jack Cattle, and Subriel Matias, Hearn is left with opponents that Shakur is unlikely to be interested in facing. Hearn must understand that if he teams up with Matchroom, he won't have the right opponents for Shakur, which could result in him becoming a disgruntled team member who publicly expresses his disappointment over the lack of fights he had planned. Matchroom was Shakur's only realistic option for free retribution, unless he wanted to join with PBC and perhaps struggle to acquire bout dates. Promoter Bob Arum told Hassan Wello X that he was close to James Prince and the rest of the group surrounding Shakur, so if he tests free agency, we'd be happy to resign him. I like the kid a lot, Arum said. If Shakur had stayed with Top Rank, his bouts would have been broadcast on ESPN, reaching millions of viewers. Their expert matchmakers, renowned for their skill, would have carefully curated his fights to keep him undefeated for years, much like they did with Terence Crawford, enhancing his reputation even if he might not have been as exceptional as it appeared. Shakur Stevenson and Devin Tank can be arranged with great influence if they are ranked first in the market. If Davis, the native of Baltimore, and PBC approve the match, this fight has the potential to be a massive event that airs on ESPN's PPV and Prime Video. It's that Shakur and Kezan Davis are friends, since Shakur would have also been an alternative for Kezan Davis. Shakur Stevenson said on DAZN this evening that he would be open to defending his title against William Zepeda, the #1 opponent. Arum said that he is now a free agent, just like a football player who has finished his contract.